Beautiful. Welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Happy day, wherever you are, whenever you are in space and time, whenever you've decided to join us. Hi, Mom. Whether it's live or on the recording, it is always the perfect moment for you to receive the sound and the messages that are here for you today. And as soon as I started with the bowls, I felt the information for us arrive. And this time it arrived like kind of at a 45-degree angle and making this spiraling motion down into the container. And just before this, I had my private group with Accelerated Alchemy. And I was mentioning to them how it's so fascinating to notice how the information arrives for each session. It has such a different quality of energy. It has a different directionality. So it's always fascinating for me to notice how the information arises. And I invite you to notice that for yourself, because we're always receiving. We are these massive resonators and transmitters and broadcasters, and we're broadcasting and receiving. We're these walking crystalline energy beings. And so what are you receiving all the time? And start to pay attention to, you know, how the information is coming to you, right? It could even just be as a thought, and you start thinking about someone and then they call, right? That's a familiar one I'm sure you all are aware of and probably have experienced. Welcome, everyone. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hi, Denise. Let me know who's here, where you are in this realm or beyond. And, you know, over time you begin to develop more efficient ways of receiving information, more accurate ways of receiving information as you begin to, you know, pay attention to these things. Pay attention to the information you receive in different spaces in your own home, right? So even if we were to just take a moment and think about yourself in the bathroom, hi Denise, you take a moment and think about yourself in the bathroom, there's a particular feeling, right? There's a particular feeling. Hello, Michaela. Oh, Muji's trying to bury himself. He knows when the sound starts. It's his time. So, and then picture yourself like in your kitchen, right? And notice the feeling your body has around that. Picture yourself in your car or the bus or whatever vehicle you use, van, okay? There's a particular feeling you have when you register that experience. Aw, I love you and your families. Aw, thank you. So we want to start to just bring our awareness to how we're perceiving this information. We perceive it as a particular feeling. It's a sensation. Not even trying to figure out what the spiraling energy that came in was. All I did was notice it. And I'm going to, you know, it's going to reveal itself for us as we begin. It's already revealing itself for us as I'm sharing the information. Okay, so let's make that a game to play as you go about your day today and throughout the week. Notice when you step into a new space, take in the ambiance of that space and notice how your body perceives that information. This is a really great skill to cultivate because it can also keep you safe, right? You know, when you're in an area that feels uncomfortable, either something really significant had happened there and you're picking up the energetic imprint of that. I've had that happen to me many times. My dad and I were traveling and we were in San Antonio, Texas, for a couple of days. And we were walking around some neighborhood and I was feeling really uncomfortable. And at the time, you know, I felt confident in my father's ability to protect me and keep me safe. But even with him there, I didn't feel safe and I knew something wasn't quite right. Fortunately, nothing had happened to us, but when we were talking to a friend of ours and told him where we are, he said, that's one of the worst places you could have been. And then I have so many experiences of life on the road and living the van life, of feeling the different energies and knowing where I needed to be so I could, you know, have a peaceful night, and I could trust where I was going to rest my head and close my eyes and not have to worry about that space, right? Yeah. So pay attention to the information you receive. I think a lot of times we also just discount it because our logical, rational mind will take over. But I'm inviting you to listen to the body's wisdom because it has access to connect with things beyond the scope of the mind and your intellect. The intellect just cannot perceive that level, but your body can, okay? And, you know, it can become a very predictive tool for you, like knowing when to go, where to be, where not to be. And it can also, you know, it's a very good guide, a compass to follow. I'll just leave it there. Okay, let's dive into the drawings. And I just want to quickly introduce myself for those of you who are new to me. My name is 𝙬𝙧𝙧𝙩. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, sound healer, and clairvoyant. And I have been doing this work in one form or another for over 22 years, helping people awaken the intelligence of their body mind to achieve health and wellness. So basically, I am here to help you transform your pain, any place that feels uncomfortable, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, financial, relationship, that life force that's flowing through you, when it is blocked or stagnant or obstructed, is going to back up and cause pain, which can influence all aspects of our life. And so through this work of coming together each week for these moments of alchemy, we can help transform and move that energy so you can continue living an aligned, healthy, and vibrant life. Okay, let's dive into the drawings. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we have today. Lots of activity, a lot of chatter, a lot of mental chatter, and a lot of doubt. Do I trust this? Do I not trust this? And that doubt is actually causing paralysis. It's keeping you from moving forward. And it's like you want to take a step forward, but it's like you put your foot out there, like you're doing the hokey pokey. You put one foot in, right? You put one foot in, and you don't even know like what the ground is like when you take that next step. There's so much uncertainty. You don't know if that next step will cause you to fall into a chasm, into an abyss, or if you'll have ground underneath you. And it's this unknown that's causing you to doubt. It's causing you to not trust. It's causing you, you know, paralysis. It's also, you're not familiar enough with your own voice. You're still also, there's so many voices in your head, or even voices in your life, that are telling you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, et cetera, et cetera. It could even just be things you read, you know, all the information that you're bombarded with. So there's so many voices in your world that you can't even discern and distill what your voice is, so you know which one to listen to. You're in that, you're right. Michaela's right, feeling this right now today. So it's resonating, I guess, huh? Yeah, all those voices. So a lot of times, a lot of the decisions we've made during our lifetime was at the request of voices that weren't our own, right? Our mother's voice, our grandmother's voice, our father's voice, you know, our peer group, and those voices. And so it takes time to begin to silence the noise of all these other voices so you can hear yourself clearly and feel yourself clearly. And when you begin to do that, you're going to tap into an immense power structure that you have. And sometimes it goes on and off. I know there was time for me when I was in graduate school that I just did not have access to my ability to see things the way that I was used to. It was like someone turned it off. And so I just kept telling myself, that's okay. My attention is needed elsewhere now. I needed to focus on graduate school. And then all of a sudden, I was driving across the 520. If you live in Seattle, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm going over the water, and this eagle flies right in front of my windshield, this bald eagle. And it was the most magnificent thing. And I looked around to see if anybody else had seen this event. And I don't think anybody, I knew it was just for me, but I don't think anyone else saw it. And the eagle is one of it's my spirit animal, and an important part of my medicine and my magic. And at that moment, my powers came back. They were never gone, but they were definitely kind of closed up a bit. So it can go on and off. And if that's the case for you, know that the power is always there, but your attention is needed elsewhere now, and it will come back at the right time. It's not something you force. What I see over and over again is these places that we want to get to, you know, in our lives, these intentions that we have that we want to bring to fulfillment and fruition and manifestation. It's not something we force. It's not something we make happen. It's an arrival. It's an arrival. If we're trying to force it, then we're anti-creative. We're anti-intentional. We're you know, doing the exact opposite of the things that we need to do to arrive to that place. Now, all of that is serving you and getting you there at the same time. But what I want to bring your attention to, you see the faces of the voices. Oh yeah, very cool. What I want to bring your attention to is the arrival is a state of being. It's a state of being. And so when we connect and touch with that, touch that part of ourselves that is there, that has that feels that's living that out, then it carries us through. There's a lot of ways we can connect with that. Okay, the sounds want to come in. So I think today what I really am seeing for us is to kind of clear the noise. Speaking of noise, I'm trying a different mic today because for some reason, every time I go to do this, my computer fan turns on, and the white noise is, I find, quite aggravating to listen to on the replay. So if anyone has audio engineering skills or understands anything about sound and computers, I'd love some input on what to do with that. But I keep playing with different possibilities. So today we're using a different mic, and I hope the ambient sounds just support us on the journey and are not an interference. Okay, who wants to come in? Oh, that deer wants to come in. Okay, she hasn't played in a while. She has a lot to say. So let's arrive together with the breath. Closing our eyes. Just noticing how your breath is moving through you. Just witnessing it, and not trying to make our breath do anything else other than what it is doing. And notice if there's any area where your breath is holding right now. Like right now, as I'm tracking everyone, I'm feeling like a place of no movement in my chest right here. So notice if the breath isn't moving, where it's not moving. There we go. And then once you've connected with that, just place your hand there so your body knows that you've heard it. It's communicating with you through this feeling, through this sensation. And when we place our hand there, we let our body know, I'm here, I hear you, I'm with you. Now there's a lot of thoughts coming up about so much we have to do and how much we have to do. And I'm just gonna let those move. I'm not going to try and even like catch on to any of those thoughts. Just let those thoughts move through you, like rushing water. There you go. Now just feeling the breath underneath your hand, wherever your hand is. Not trying to change it. Not trying to make it something that it isn't. Just, there you go, just being present with it, just sitting with it. Just sitting there with that part of yourself that was speaking to you, that was calling to you. There you go. Beautiful. And notice how much change happens just with this amount of presence you've given yourself. So there's old patterns coming through right away, ancestral patterns. And a lot of heartache and pain are coming with that. So this lineage of ancestral pattern that I'm tracking carries a lot of pain, mostly down the mother line, a lot of grief. There's loss of a child, loss of a loved one during a war. Again, loss of a child moving away, loss of a loved one going away. So this sense of loss is what's coming through today. So we're not trying to do anything with it right now. We're just going to notice how that feels in our body. How does loss feel in your body? How does grief feel in your body? Whether it's new, recent, or something that you've carried for a while. Or perhaps it was something that was imprinted upon you while you were being carried in your mother's womb and before. So wherever the imprint is, just notice how it feels in the body. Where does that take you in the body? Mine's taking me now to the jaw and the neck. So let's move our hands there. So we're just, again, letting the body know that I'm there for you. I hear you. I'm with you. There we go. And let's just be with that part of ourselves. We're so quick to run away energetically from what we feel that is uncomfortable because it hurts, right? So our natural tendency is to pull away. But what if we didn't? What if we were able to be there for ourselves? How would that feel? Now, the part of you that's hurting is a part of you. What if we could gently parent ourselves, as Richard Rudd says? I love that phrase, gently parent yourself. What if we could gently parent ourselves right now and just be there with that part of ourselves that's hurting? Not trying to take it away or change it. We're just with it. Our heart is looking at the heart of the one that's hurting. We feel compassion for that part of ourselves. We're just present for that part of ourselves. We feel what that part of ourselves is feeling, and we allow that feeling to move through us. What happens is when we have these experiences and traumas and moments in our life that is very painful, no matter when it happened, it freezes our life force and vitality. It encapsulates it. So that part of us energetically stops moving. Over time, it can have physical manifestations and symptoms and illness and disease. But it started with this energetic flow being blocked by this event. Okay? And so that life force now has to circumnavigate these obstacles in your energetic bodies. We talked about broadcasting and receiving information. Well, you're not receiving all that life force now, are you? That life force, that flow, is now being blocked by this event and many like it. So it's like an etheric scar. So it impedes the flow of your vitality, of your health, of your prosperity, of your connections, of your relationships with yourself and others, with your connection with Source and oneness in the universe. You've cut yourself off from your connection to Source by this event because it was so painful. And at the time, that was the best you can do, and it was needed. But now it's time to be there for ourselves in a gentle way, so this scar can soften and reshape itself and allow this life force and vitality to flow once more. I work with a lot of scars in my practice in acupuncture, and I use the needles and sound. And there is such a difference when we begin to address the scar in a person's ability to heal. Now, the scar is not just on the physical level, it's on the energetic levels as well. Okay, so we're gently just connecting with where that scar is affecting us in our physical body, where we feel that constriction, where we feel that lack of breath. That is an indicator that there is some sort of adhesion in your energetic physical self that needs to soften, reshape itself, unlock itself so that life force can flow through you once again. There you go. And it's not an effort. When I do this in my practice, there's a technique we call surrounding the dragon. And I'm actually surrounding it with needles. I'm bringing all of that energy, chi and vitality and blood to that area to nourish it. I'm not running away from it, right? We're not running away from the scar. We're bringing all of those resources to it to nourish it. And then the sound starts to smooth it out as well. This is what's happening right now as we're doing this together. Our entire vibrational self is honed in on that area that's not moving. We're present with it. We're offering our love and compassion to it. Our gentleness. We're nurturing that part of ourselves. We're present with that. We're present with that. Beautiful. I'm starting to see a lot of deep unwinding now. Perhaps you can feel that in your body. And if you might not notice the changes right now, sometimes it takes a few hours or even a couple of days before you start to see the unfolding of this session in your daily life. Beautiful. Beautiful. Even though she's not sounding, she's definitely still broadcasting. This is an amethyst bowl, even though she's red because of the firing. But she's actually amethyst, and as you might know, amethyst is a powerful crystal for transmuting stuck energy. So she knew what she was here to do today with her medicine for you and us all. So let's just feel now how that part of ourselves is moving and breathing. I'm going to bring in a couple more sounds to help you untangle and unwind that scar, that energetic scar that's right there right now. I'll just bring in my tuning fork here that I love so much. And you just keep holding that part of yourself, bestowing your light and your love and your compassion just with your presence. And just going to get into that scar a little bit more. There's a lot of pain here. A lot of pain, a lot of tears, and a lot of emotion. And you might start to feel that you love so much when you speak so lovely with your bowls. Well, they're alive to me. We have a deep relationship. Been together a long time. Thank you for appreciating that and seeing that. So this pain also that we're all feeling in our own bodies is also a collective pain, a pain of loss. And, you know, it doesn't take, we don't have to go far to know in the world what's going on with the levels of loss we're experiencing in humanity right now. And we carry that in our own DNA, whether or not we're consciously paying attention to it or not. We are affected by that. We are all connected. We are all one. And so there's this collective pain that's happening. And it's like we're constantly being torn asunder. And no one's coming to the rescue. There's no hope. There's no salvation. This is the energy of this pain. But you are here. You are here for yourself. You are here to comfort yourself. You are here to hold yourself. You are here to love yourself. You are here to care for yourself. You are here to nurture yourself. You are here to hold compassion for yourself. When we do that for ourselves, the world feels it. That gets broadcast out into the collective. That lifts everybody up. There you go. There's just a little thread remaining of this pattern that we're working with today. And there's also a lot of doubt and skepticism around that. You know, there's parts of us that really don't believe that we have the power to have so much impact on the world. But we do. That's my mission. I'm here to harmonize the nature of oneself. I know that every person that I've ever come into contact with and that I've helped transform their pain and bring them back to a sense of harmony and balance and health and well-being, because we are fractal representations of the universal one, we are individual expressions of source itself, everything is connected. One person's change has a ripple effect that can affect hundreds of thousands of people. And the energies of love and compassion and appreciation and courage, etc., have frequencies that can entrain and harmonize all those lower dense frequencies that cause us so much pain and discomfort. Just as the sound, the frequencies of the sound do that, the frequencies of those emotions have that powerful of an effect. It can, like a tidal wave of love, can ripple through and transform an entire community by the energy that one person carries. You are loved, you are cherished, you are special. Yes. I love it. And let's say that to ourselves. I am loved. I am cherished. I am special. When we say I am, we invoke the power of creation into being. I am. I am that I am. I am that particular vibration and frequency of the infinite source, potential, universe, energy. I am loved. I am the energy of love. I am the infinite potential of love in form, incarnate. I bring it into being through me. I choose the frequency of love in the infinite field of possibility, and I channel it in through my being and broadcast it out into this world and all others. I am cherished. I take that frequency of being cherished in the universal field of infinite possibility. And by claiming that frequency from the universal source, from the oneness, I say I am, and I claim it for myself. I bring it into being like a lightning rod, and then it broadcasts and ripples out through me, through my heart, through my body, through my being into this realm. I am love. Yes. So whatever we say after I am has that power. We are directly manifesting that potential from the I am consciousness itself into this form. So with that, I leave you with I am grateful to be here with you to harmonize the nature of oneself. And stay tuned for what do I have coming up? I have a few things. I have the monthly activation for April, which I'll be recording in the next couple of days. And I will be putting together the calendar for Double the Love Foundation's online community clinic, which is my 501c3 nonprofit to provide affordable sonic and holistic care. And I will be offering sonic acupuncture next month and hosting another beautiful healing practitioner to join us for some trance healing. So that will be with Tiago. So I will have those dates posted for you soon. So if you want to know and stay up to date on some other beautiful opportunities for you to stay harmonized and connected to your power and your love, sign up on my website, go check it out, and or reach out to me. Okay, I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Blessings, everyone.